It's a well-known phenomenon that choices breed consequences, meaning for every choice that you make, there's a consequence that's bound to happen because of that choice. And in that same breath, I want you to realize that chances make champions. Again, that is, chances make champions. The reason being, now let me put this in perspective for you. I grew up hearing the quote or the slogan, so to say, that fortune favors the bold. And I used to think, why does fortune only favor the bold? What about the meek? What about the hesitant? What about those that don't necessarily believe in themselves? And then I started to realize, well, all those other people are people that are not taking chances. So they will never get a chance to become a champion because they're too comfortable in the bubble that they've created for themselves. They like to preserve themselves. Self-preservation is your greatest enemy to success because you will skip out on anything that will be outside of your norm because you don't want to put yourself in a predicament where you know that you don't know the outcome. The bold will dive into the deep end knowing that they don't know the outcome, knowing that it's a great possibility that they might fail, but it's also a greater possibility that they may succeed. And that is why fortune favors them and not the meek and not the hesitant and not the unsure. Because those other people don't have what it takes to put their life on the line, to put their goals on the line for a greater goal. They're not willing to sacrifice. If you're not willing to sacrifice, you don't deserve to be successful because you were never willing to go all the way for what you really want. So fortune will always favor the bold. In the same token, chances will always make champions because those that are willing to take a chance are willing to succeed and are willing to fail. And if you're willing to do both, then you're primed to succeed because you will do any and everything. Whether it will lead you to fail and be miserable or will lead you to succeed and be happy. No matter what, you're willing to go the extra mile. Those that are not willing to go the extra mile don't deserve to get those that have gone the extra miles as achievements because you're not there yet, not in mentality at least. Usually when I think of chances making champions, I like to conceptualize those that I've looked up to who embody this. And the first person that comes to mind is Kobe Bryant. The fact that Kobe Bryant has taken the most shots, that is mind-boggling because, well, before LeBron, that is. Kobe taking all those shots isn't because he was afraid of missing. In fact, he embraced the prospect of failure, knowing that embracing that means that he will be prepared for success because win, lose, or draw, he will try. If you're not willing to try to get to where you're going to be or want to be, then you don't deserve to be there in the first place. Him taking all those shots, he would miss, he would make, but regardless, he would do. So if you're not willing to miss, make, but still do, then don't do. Sit out because you're wasting your time. If you're gonna spend all your time preserving yourself and preserving your dignity by not looking like you're trying too hard, then don't try. Sit down and fail. Because self-preservation just shows that you're not willing to go the extra mile. Self-preservation is a trap. Self-preservation makes you think that you're doing what you're supposed to do when you're just doing the bare minimum. The saddest thing about those who are doing the bare minimum is that they look at their lives and they're unsatisfied. They look at their lives and they're like, how can I succeed? What do I do different? And then they go to those that have succeeded and then they go and they ask, how come you've gone to this stature in your life and I haven't gone to this stature of my life? But they're not putting into consideration that that person has taken more chances than them. And when that person says, take more chances, they look and they say, okay, I don't think I can do that. Well, if you're not willing to take chances, then you can't succeed. That taking chances thing is so opposite of their nature that they can't fathom going outside of their nature to achieve what they really want to achieve. A lot of you don't deserve to win because you're not willing to try and try and try and not see anything. You're not willing to cast your heart out to the world and show your vulnerability and receive nothing back. You're not willing to look like a failure because everything that you're doing is not working. What you want the world to see is you succeeding and only your success. But if you want the world to only see your success, it's not genuine because there's no success without failure. So how do you think that you're going to achieve success and never taste any failure? In fact, a lot of you believe that you should be able to skip the hard stuff and only receive the good and never receive the bad. You think that you're so special that you should skip the line and get your own way at all times. You know what you call those type of people? You call them privileged and you call them narcissistic because they believe that they should supersede everything that everybody goes through. Is that who you want to be in life, in general, ever? No. So stop trying to skip steps. There's no skipping steps in success. You will go through the hard parts and then you get to the easy parts and then you go through the hard parts again. It's all a part of the journey. If you're not willing to go through the journey, then you don't deserve success. And it's that simple. Just tell yourself that you don't want to succeed and then call it a day, because you can't just get your way how you want and then succeed. It doesn't work like that. That's life in general. It does not work like that. So why do you think it should work like that for you? You should perceive failure as a step in the journey to success. You should see it not as an obstacle, but as a stepping stone. You should see it as a crossroads where it's going to determine how strong your resolve is. And then you choose the path of success and burrow through it. You bulldoze that failure and keep pushing. The minute it becomes the obstacle that stops you from succeeding, it means that you were never built for the success that you want in the first place. Because if all it takes is for an obstacle to stop you from where you need to go, then you didn't need to be there in the first place, because you were never built to last there in the first place. There's no need in going to a place where you cannot last. If you can't maintain success, you don't deserve success. You can only maintain success when you know how to go through failure and succeed and end up on the other side. That is what makes champions. Champions know how to face failure, go through failure, and come up on the other side and maintain your success. If you are not there yet, then you don't deserve it. It's that simple. So, see failure as just another step. It's literally just one more step removed from success. That's all it is. That's all it will ever be. Make your mindset that strong and fortified. If your mindset is not fortified, then you will never be strong enough to go through failure. The importance of your mindset should be at the forefront of your priorities, because your mindset shapes your perception, and your perception shapes how you see the world, and how you see the world shapes how you interact with the world. So it's very important that you keep your mindset strong and fortified and with the Lord. Another reason why most people are not willing to face failure and take chances to become champions is because they operate in a spirit of fear. If you look at 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, it tells you that the Lord didn't give you a spirit of fear, but of one of love and power, right? The Lord didn't give you a spirit of fear, ever. Doubt, fear, all of that comes from the devil. Don't let the devil dictate how you interact with the world. In fact, look the devil in the face and tell them, God made me for a mission, and I will fulfill that mission. Whether or not you tempt me, whether or not you obstruct me, I will get to the finish line. I will get to the promised land, no matter what. That's how you should always think. Because God never gave you a spirit of fear. He gave you the spirit that will bulldoze through your fear. So why are you allowing fear to hold you back and constrict you? It should never be that way. Believe it or not, how you interact with fear shows what your character is, because how you interact with obstructions to your path is what shows how strong or weak you are. If you're strong, you will endure and you will fight and you will succeed. If you're weak, you will be held down until you give up. And when you give up, that defines who you are. So put yourself in a position to strengthen yourself through the word, through your relationship with God, through your knowledge that has given you to use, not your own knowledge. Never lean on your own understanding. Allow him to give you the knowledge to persevere through certain things and the will to persevere. And through all of that, you will find the path that you're supposed to take. The minute that you allow God to come into your life and orchestrate your journey, you will find yourself bulldozing through a lot of things that you yourself couldn't do on your own, because you have the ultimate helper on your side and you're choosing to do things by your own. That's why you're struggling. Let him do his job and help you so that you can succeed. And then you find yourself taking more chances. And those chances that you take will make you a champion, because fortune favors the bold. If you want it bad enough, you're going to take a chance. In order to take a chance, you must have a leap of faith. Taking that leap of faith requires you to have faith in the first place, which, as the Bible describes, is the substance of believing in what is not yet seen. It's funny how this leap of faith can ensure that fortune favors you. It's interesting, isn't it? It's almost like God made it that way. Very interesting.